case, assuming the government does nothing, right? It's a simulation assuming that there is unchecked community spread, that the states don't do anything, that local communities don't do anything, that the federal government doesn't do anything, that individuals continue with their day-to-day lives. Now, of course, the New York Times, they want clicks, they want money,
Well,
with the advertising dollars. They're going to try to sensationalize it. They did mention that it's assuming that nothing has changed, but they get this long line of experts. They drone on and on about it, but in reality, it's not as bad as they try to hype it up to be, and the tone isn't as bad. I think it's a pressing issue, right? But I don't think we're going to see millions dead or anything like that, right?
Oh yeah, hopefully not. It's
I hope so.
I really don't think that's likely. I think the range was 200,000 to 1.7 million people. But to be fair to the New York Times, they did say worst case estimates again, keyword there, for U.S. coronavirus deaths. Projections based on CDC scenarios show a potentially vast toll, but those numbers don't account for interventions now underway. So I think they did put a lot of caveats there. That's right in the main headline and the kind of the under headline, I guess. What do they call it? The byline, or I don't think it's whatever. So yeah, I think they have that very clear in their defense. But yeah, New York Times not always perfect, but no one is, including Matt Gaetz. He is a GOP lawmaker who opposed paid sick leave and mocked coronavirus warnings, and he's now under quarantine using paid sick leave. So yeah, he's a guy. He's a member of Congress, obviously from Florida. He mocked public health experts' doom and gloom warnings about the coming spread of coronavirus by wearing a gas mask on the House floor on March, I think a bit before March. But he quarantined himself on March 9th after attending CPAC, where at least one of the tested attendees tested positive for coronavirus. Gaetz has since tested negative for the respiratory illness, but is continuing quarantine in abundance of caution while collecting his regular paycheck as part of his $174,000 yearly salary. So yeah, he's just probably the low. This right there is, I think, really why people hate politicians.
Yeah, no, I despise Matt Gaetz. I think for most, at least the political leadership, and I think you'd actually agree with me on this, for the most part, most people in the House, most people in the Senate, right, Democrat or Republican, they're not exactly the best people, right, to be leading our country. And I think Matt, this is just horrible, right? It's just like he was being a clown with the gas mask thing. And I think a constituent of his actually died. So it just goes to show that it was very politically insensitive for him to do this. And he should really apologize if he hasn't already.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly would not be surprised to find out he's like sitting on the beach in his quote-unquote self-quarantine, collecting those $174,000 per year, because you can do that as a member of Congress. You don't have to show up to Washington, D.C. once. You collect those $174,000 a year checks.
Did you hear AOC wanted to raise the pay? I think this was a year ago, of House members.
Yeah, I think her rationale for that was like it stops them from like looking for like outside opportunities, outside ways to make money. I mean, I don't know. I think it's just such bad optics. I don't really support it, but I do see her logic on that.
Okay, that's fair.
All right. So, all right. You know what? I think that's all the time we have. Shame that we didn't get to offer some more of your hot takes about the elections, but and 2020 primaries. But we hope to have you back on soon. Maybe a little bit of preview / reaction to the Sunday debate, which I think could be very huge. So, Edward, hopefully you'll come back in soon. Really, really appreciate you coming on.
All right. Thanks for having me on, Spence. It was very fun. Very fun.
Really appreciate it. All right. Edward Zhang there, and that is Newsflash for today.